What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 88th episode of the Hot Takes podcast. We got a very special episode for you guys today. I am joined by a guest who's been on a couple of times now. He's basically becoming a regular here. We got Angelo Purpura. Thank you for being here, my man.
What's going on?
Welcome back. The past couple episodes that we've been doing have been spotlight interviews. We've been getting brands and artists and coming on, so it's kind of like switching back to old times in a sense, going back to like movie topics and stuff like that. But we got an interesting main topic for you guys today. A little bit different, actually, but it's the top 5 YouTubers to date, or our favorite top 5 YouTubers, as of right now. But we'll get to that later on for the main topic. And right now, we first got our news roundup. Now, I feel like we're going to be spending most of our time talking today on some of the stuff that's in our news roundup, because one of the things here we've been waiting for a while, and they're all Marvel related, so very Marvel centric topics here. So we'll start off with the first one that we got, and it's Marvel's What If episode 3. For us filming right now, it premiered yesterday for us. So I don't know if you saw the clip that I put up on the podcast Instagram, but I was not a fan of that first episode, man. I really wasn't. I didn't like it too much. It was too similar to Captain America: The First Avenger for me. It didn't seem like fresh and new or anything like that. The things I did like about it was the action was good in it, and the animation was very unique, and they kind of made it their own, Second episode comes along. I loved it. 10 times better than that first episode. Different scenarios. You got Thanos as a good guy and kind of a good guy in it. He still has his plans to do what he does, but it very different, and I liked it a lot. And now this third episode comes along, and I believe it was titled What If the Earth Lost Its Mightiest Heroes, or something like that. So I was like, okay, interesting. Obviously put it on to check it out. And I thought it was pretty good as well. I don't think it was better than the second episode with T'Challa Star-Lord, but it was still up there, Things that I liked about it, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen it already, I love how Hank Pym was the bad guy in this scenario. I absolutely love that. And the other aspect that I love with it is that Nick Fury and Loki were working together, which is something, wouldn't have ever popped up in my head. So I thought that was very creative on their part to do. Also, another thing I didn't like with that first episode was the voice acting seemed off. I know a lot of people were pissed at Sebastian Stan for his voice acting and whatnot. Like, he didn't do that good of a job. But the voice cast in this was incredible. You're able to point out Mark Ruffalo's voice right off the bat, Tom Hiddleston's voice right off the bat. But I believe they didn't have Scarlett Johansson in there for Black Widow, or Iron Man for that matter. It wasn't Robert Downey Jr., but they sounded very similar to each other. So I liked it. What are your thoughts on the series so far? And then what did you think of this third episode that came out?
Pretty much the same as you.
Yeah.
First episode wasn't too crazy about. Second episode I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
The third episode, to me, I'm just gonna say this. I thought Coulson was the one that was killing the Avengers. I thought, that would have been the twist.
Yeah.
But turns out it was Hank Pym, which I still liked.
Yeah.
I still liked that a lot. But no, I've been enjoying it so far for the most part.
I was very excited when I was seeing the trailers for it, and the anticipation was getting up for the show and everything. I was like, all right, I'm into cartoons and everything like that. Like, I'm into the Marvel universe. Like, let's do this. Let's go. And that first episode really worried me for the rest of the series. It really did. I was like, are they just going to make things too similar to the actual movies and everything like that? That's not what I wanted. So I'm curious of why they probably... I am curious of why they started off with such a weak episode. Usually they want their premiere to be strong and then their finale to be strong, and then whatever in the middle. They can still be great episodes, but not to call them filler episodes, but not as good. You want the strong ones at the beginning and the end. So I was curious of why they did that. Maybe they're doing it as maybe they were thinking, all right, this isn't the best one we got. We'll just throw it out there first, and the rest of them will get better as they go on. They could have went that route with it. What do you think of the animation for it? Do you like it?
I wasn't too crazy about it at first, but then after a while, I just kind of just adjusted to it.
Yeah, adjusted, got used to it, sort of deal. I don't think it's the best animation style that I've ever seen, but I just like it because it's kind of unique. They like I said before, they tried to make it their own sort of deal, which I think they succeeded in doing, you know. And yeah, we'll see what the future holds for the rest of this season. I know I'm pretty sure they already renewed it for a second season, and I think there's 9 episodes for this, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 10.
There was supposed to be 10?
Yeah, but it was that one episode when they cut out. It was with the Spider-Man one, where he actually turns to a spider. I don't know if you heard
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah. Yes. I heard about that, and what was it? It was too dark or something like that. It wouldn't fit the PG-13 or TV-14 criteria or
Typical
whatever.
Disney.
Typical Disney. Yeah, very typical of them. That would have been a cool one to see, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the rest of the season. You know, I watch it every Wednesday, like almost right when it comes out. This isn't a show for me that I'm waiting till midnight for its release. You know, I don't think it's that important.
Yeah.
But you know, every Wednesday I'm definitely putting it on the TV and everything like that. You know, they definitely have my attention with it. Yeah. What episodes from What If would you say you're the most excited about that we haven't seen so far?
The zombies.
From the zombies.
The zombies. That's the one I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. And I feel like I saw something on Facebook or something like that for that episode, the scenario is going to be the original Wasp is going to come out of the quantum realm, and she's going to bring a virus with her that becomes the zombie apocalypse virus. Ooh. And turn all that. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but I read that. I'm like, ooh, that seems interesting. Like, I'm definitely about that, you know. For me, the one that I'm most excited about right now, I mean, the zombie one is up there. That might be my number one, but if I had to choose a different one, it would probably be Ultron succeeding in transferring his body to Vision's body and still having that Ultron armor on and getting the Infinity Stones.
There's an episode of that? I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, there is. And if you look on like the main promo poster for it, you see it's Vision's body all in the Ultron armor. He has like this huge spear or something, and then on the other hand, he has all the Infinity Stones.
Wow.
Yeah, so that one I am extremely interested about, because at the end of the day, Ultron was a good villain, but they didn't give him justice, I don't think, in his movie, you know?
No.
That's just my opinion on it. I'm sure that's yours too with it. I mean, the original comic, Age of Ultron, lasted months, you know? And that's actually the storyline where they had to go back in time and fix everything, not the Thanos snap. So, we'll see what they do with it. It would be sick if that episode plays out where Ultron succeeds and they do have to go back in time like the actual comic books, you know? Mm-hmm. I think that would be really cool. But all right, we'll move on to our next thing on the news roundup. Once again, Marvel related. It's actually a trailer. The last two things that we're talking about on our news roundup are trailers, both Marvel, and it's the Eternals final trailer review. I'll just go right off the back and say I thought it was a decent trailer. I'm excited for the movie because of how different and all these new characters are being presented. But the new trailer didn't get my excitement higher than it already was. That's just me. I like the action that I saw in it. Truthfully, I'm the most excited to see Robb Stark and Jon Snow from Game of Thrones play their parts in this Eternals movie. And yeah, to be honest with you, I really don't have that much to say about it. I do like the main Eternal. I don't know his name, but he has the Superman laser beam eyes. I thought that was pretty cool.
It starts with a K. I don't know him that well. I don't know the Eternals that well.
I don't know them either, and that's the thing. I don't think anybody really does, except for like true like obsessive comic book fans, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know that much about him. That's probably why my excitement level isn't as high. It's probably the same situation like when Guardians of the Galaxy first came out. I had no idea who those people were. It looked cool, But my excitement wasn't there until I started seeing the reviews and everything, that it got amazing reviews and all this stuff. And like, yeah, I'm definitely going to see this now. I'm sure it's going to be the same case with this movie because we got a great director on board. I forgot her name, but she won the Academy Award for Best Picture, I believe, last year at the Oscars.
I saw.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be incredible. I think my excitement level isn't there exactly for it. You have another Eternal there that has like the Loki-like powers. I think it's the kid actually who makes projections of stuff and everything like that. Then you have the only name I know is Angelina Jolie's character, Athena. I think it's just Thena, not Athena. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it's just Thena. It might be. I don't quote me on that. But she has she could just spawn weapons and everything like that spear and sword that she has in the shield. I think it looks sick. So yeah, it looks good. Like I said, not that much to say on it. But what were your thoughts on the final trailer for it?
Well, I was gonna say though, I think Athena, I think in the comics she's related to Thanos.
Oh, really?
I think. I could be wrong, but I think they're like cousins.
Oh.
I think. I could be wrong, but I have to look at that.
Yeah.
But that's something I might have heard. I'm pretty much the same as you. First trailer, I thought it gave the movie a very bland look. Second trailer, I say was much better.
It was definitely a better trailer.
It gave you more of an idea what to expect from the movie. I like how they showed what they're called.
The Deviants?
The Deviants. Deviants were cool, but I was really referring more to the Celestial.
Oh, yeah, yes.
The big dude, yeah.
I think that's what I'm most excited about for this movie is seeing those guys. Yeah.
But my problem with that, though, is that, like, I have a thing with trailers where it's like you show a trailer, you show too little, like the first trailer, and then you had this trailer which was better, but you may have showed a little too much now. Like the Celestial, I feel like they should have saved that for the movie.
I think so too, for sure. But, Marvel is already very secretive, so they probably know what they're doing. We're probably going to be seeing some crazier Celestials in the movie besides just that one, you know what I mean? Maybe they're just giving us a little taste of what's to come for the movie. Possible, right?
Probably.
Yeah. And the big question is Thanos popping up in this, in like a flashback scene or something? Because what I was reading up on is that he has the deviant gene in him. Like, he is like part eternal or something like that. I forgot like the term they used for him, but he has the deviant gene in him. And what I was also reading up on is that the Celestials created the deviants first before the Eternals to do the job that the Eternals are doing now. But something got mixed up, they turned bad and everything, and then the Eternals were created to fight off the deviants. I heard something like that. It's an interesting concept. The Deviants look pretty cool. So, like, one of them that had Athena tied up and everything like that in that cave. You know the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think that's actually the main villain in the movie.
Okay, all right, yeah. It's very possible because it's the only Deviant that we saw, like, talking, right?
Yeah.
Very alien-like, no? Like, very alien-looking. I thought he looked really good. Yeah. But, yeah, that's all I really got to say about it, to be honest with you. You got any more thoughts on it?
No, I mean, it's just pretty much the same thing I said last time we were talking. I mean, I think for Eternals, I think for a first movie, I feel like they're showing a little too much, like too many characters, a lot going for in terms of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, again, listen, I thought the second trailer was better than the first, but I don't know. I'm kind of keeping my expectations low for it. Kind of like the same with Shang-Chi. I mean, I'm anxious to see Shang-Chi, but, I mean, right now it's getting great reviews, but do we really know it's going to be great?
True.
I mean, it's kind of like the typical Marvel trope.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't know. I mean, listen, granted, Eternals could be a good movie.
Yeah.
It could be a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of surprise, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm just keeping it low. Trailers are not really doing it for me, so we'll see how the full movie actually does.
Right. Are the Shang-Chi trailers not doing it for you either, or what?
The last trailer was cool.
Yeah.
It did a little more than the earlier trailers did. But I'd rather just see the full movie myself and see how I really feel about it.
Yeah.
But
is your excitement not as high because these are characters that we don't really know about yet? Is that a factor of it to you?
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's for me, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for like hardcore comic fans, you know, this is something, you know, new to look forward to, and like something they've been waiting to see on screen. For me, this is like, you know, I'm excited, but it's like I don't really know a lot, you know, and plus, you know, knowing from the movies, they'll change things that could have been the movies, so you never know.
Right. So yeah, that's our little final trailer review for Eternals. And then we're going to move on to our last thing in our news roundup, which is the trailer that so many damn people have been waiting for. It finally came out at CinemaCon 2 nights ago, around like 9:30 or something like that. It's funny. It's kind of a good thing we waited to do this podcast a couple days later so we could talk about this. But Spider-Man No Way Home, the first trailer, the teaser trailer came out for it. And it broke records. It broke the record for the most viewed trailer in, not even 24 hours, right? Mm-hmm. Like 33.3 million people viewed the trailer, and that's across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff, you know, which is absolutely incredible. It surpassed Endgame and Infinity War trailers, which is wild to me. But, I mean, it also makes sense. This movie is highly anticipated because of all the rumors and things that have been confirmed, have been spread out there on the internet. And I think this was a perfect teaser trailer. You know, seeing Doc Ock then, Alfred Molina there at the end of the trailer, incredible. It would have been sick if we had no idea that he was in this movie, and that would have been a real big surprise. But probably for you and for me, myself, we both already knew that Alfred Molina was coming back as Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they kept that more secretive for the trailer to come out, because then it would be like, whoa, what is going on? And all the rumors that have been going on in the past would have just started now, you know what I mean? And that speculation would have just started now. Hearing the Green Goblin laugh and seeing his bomb, the pumpkin bomb, if you want to call it that, incredible. Nice little tease there, a little salt and pepper there about the Goblin coming back. And I'm most definitely sure it is William Dafoe coming back as a Goblin. I'm pretty sure they confirmed that. I think they confirmed that.
It's been kind of like up and down. I also heard he might be in Doctor Strange too. Maybe.
William Dafoe?
Yeah.
Really? Interesting. All right. That would be interesting to see. I mean, I love William Dafoe's Green Goblin. I think he's great. When I was younger and I saw that first Spider-Man movie, I wanted a glider so bad. I started thinking, like, how am I going to make my own glider? I see people on TikToks now that create these like glider platform things, and I'm like, they probably had the same idea that I had when I was younger, you know? But yeah, going back to the trailer, they didn't show a lot, which is a good thing. And I even think when the next trailer comes, which I'm already excited for and wondering when it's coming out, they're also not going to show that much. They might show Goblin, his face and whatnot in the next trailer, because they kind of tease him in this one. But I don't think we're going to see any other villains in the trailers. I mean, you see the electricity in this one, which is like, all right, Electro is probably there. And then there was a very quick scene in the trailer where Peter like turns around like that because something's coming, and like some monster thing is like trapped or whatever in a cage and like hits the wall or whatever. People are rumoring it to be Lizard. I don't know did you see posts like that?
I've been rewatching the trailer like a dozen times, right? I'm trying to figure out what that was. I even watched breakdowns for it, and I still can't make out what it is. Yeah. Some people said it might be Venom. I was like, I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I've been seeing those posts as well. Who do you watch on you? I mean, we might get to it later if he's on your top 5. But is it Emergency Awesome that breaks down the trailer?
No, I watch Comic Book Cast.
Oh, Comic Book Cast is very good too. Yeah. But yeah, dude, people are thinking it's either Lizard or Venom. I'm on more the Lizard side because I do believe Tom Holland and Ed Hardy are going to cross over at some point, but I just don't think this is the time yet.
No.
Plus, we have Venom 2. Venom 2's coming out, but it also just got delayed. It's about to get delayed into 2022. I don't know if you heard that either.
It's been like on and off. They say it's not delayed.
Oh, now they're saying it's not again?
I think maybe they're probably debating on it.
Yeah, they're definitely they're definitely debating on it. I don't know what's good with that necessarily, but I'm more on the Lizard side of what we saw in that trailer. I believe we saw chest down of Daredevil in his lawyer suit, Matt Murdock in his lawyer suit. That
when he's at the police station?
Yeah, at the police station. I'm not totally convinced it was him, but it's like, that would be really cool if it was him, you know? I truly believe that he is going to pop up in the movie.
The actor is in the movie. Charlie Cox. He is in the movie.
He is in the movie.
He is.
He definitely is. He's popping up. I don't know if he's popping up in the suit, but probably just as lawyer Matt Murdock, I'm sure he'll pop up as. And, you know, it seems like this movie is literally taking place right after Far From Home. Like, literally right after. You see scenes of Spider-Man and MJ swinging around the city together, just like at the end of the second movie. So that's very interesting. Yeah, man. All these theories that I've been having and everything of what's going to happen in this movie are coming to life now. Just by seeing Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, you know? It's like, this is the confirmation here.
It kind of just confirms everything. At this point now, we just have to, like, wait and see.
Exactly. Now, like, they're teasing all these villains and whatnot, and we're really just going to have to wait for the movie to come out to see them in their glory, you know? I do believe this is going to be a Sinister Six situation. I do believe there's going to be 6 villains. Who knows if Doc Ock is going to be the one that's putting them together, or it's a totally different villain that isn't from the past movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
a villain we never used.
Yeah, a villain we never used, or maybe one that was, like, I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, if I had to guess who it would be that's putting them together, it is either Doc Ock, it could be Goblin, or I'm thinking it could be someone like Mr. Negative.
I was thinking maybe Mysterio. Maybe
Mysterio.
But we already know if he survived or not.
Exactly. That's the big question there. That's the big question. I really didn't like Mysterio that much as a villain in Far From Home. I actually think Far From Home, the movie itself, wasn't as good as, like, the critics and fans were saying about it.
Yeah.
You know?
You know.
And to even follow up on that, I'm actually not a big fan of this Spider-Man trilogy, like, at all. Weirdly. I love everything. I love everything else that Marvel does. But I think, you know, Tobey I thought was better than Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield I thought was better than Tom Holland. And I do like the aspect that he's putting his own spin to it. Like, this is the younger Peter Parker and everything. Like, the kid Peter Parker. I don't know, man. It's just something about these movies I'm not that big of a fan of. I like them, but just not that big of a fan of. I think this is the weakest trilogy that we're getting. Well, The Amazing Spider-Man didn't even have a trilogy, but this is like the weakest Spider-Man series I think we're getting right now. And I also say that, I also put The Amazing Spider-Man on above that because I really love the first movie that they did with Andrew Garfield. But yeah, I'm sure I'll have more thoughts come out of my mouth as the pod goes on, but what were your overall thoughts about it?
The scene with the train, with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a deviant version of Doctor Strange. Or variant version.
Really?
He doesn't have the cape. He look kind of blackish.
Really?
I'm thinking, you know, maybe this is like... Because Doctor Strange... I'm assuming he's in the majority of the movie. You know?
Yeah.
I'm figuring he's going to be a big part of the movie. And, I mean, Doctor Strange will be, like, easy to, like, beat everybody. Like, all those Spider-Man villains, if he's there, someone's got, like, you know, that have, like, an equal counterpart, or however you want to call it.
Yeah, right. Okay. That's a good take right there.
You know, that was my first theory. I don't know. I'm trying to think anything you haven't pointed out.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I just fucking spit it all out.
You're fine. I don't know. I mean... There was that one scene with the lightning.
Yeah.
It also kind of looked like a sandstorm. So I'm wondering if maybe Sandman's in this too. I don't know if it's the same actor from
Spider-Man 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm saying I think there could be more than 6 villains. I mean, they might just go full out crazy in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know.
You do never know. I mean, Tom Holland even said it himself. He was like, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed the trailer, but I'm telling you guys, this is only the tip of the iceberg.
I saw that too.
Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, all right, cool.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot going for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I know from your opinion, this was your least favorite trilogy.
Yeah.
Which I can understand that. You know, I feel that a lot of people aren't very keen with Holland Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I think with this third movie, it kind of gives the character a good story arc. Because coming from Homecoming, all he wanted to be was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Far From Home, all he wanted to be was just Peter Parker. After Endgame, what he went through,
right,
losing Tony and everything, and now to this movie, in the trailer, when Doctor Strange is doing the spell, and he said it's not going to work because you're stuck between two lives. It's going to be interesting. Now in this third movie, Holland's going to have to decide. Does he just want to be Spider-Man or does he just want to be Peter?
True.
Yeah. I say at least, they've given the character a good story arc to work with,
Yeah.
And hopefully beyond that, they'll actually make him more of a independent hero that way. Because, Spider-Man's always been an independent hero, But for the most part, though, I've been, fine with the MCU Spider-Man movies. I mean, yeah, I haven't really, love them either.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the third movie, I feel like it's actually going to, make it all worth it.
I think so, too. For sure.
Hopefully, I mean, again, I feel like, same thing kind of like with the Eternals. I feel like there's a lot they're putting into this movie.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like for this movie, particularly, I feel like it's going to be really important if it's long.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it needs to be a long movie. If it's, under, 2 hours, I think it's going to be outright bad.
Yeah.
It's got to at least be 2.5 hours.
I agree. Because you have so many characters in this movie, you can't rush either their introductions in the movie or their character development, how they got here and all this stuff. You know what I mean? If they rush any of that, it will be a bad movie.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I was worried about in the very beginning when I started hearing all these rumors and confirmations of all these people joining the movie. Like Daredevil, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, all these people. I'm like, do we want another Amazing Spider-Man 2 situation where it was just too much and not enough explanation? You know what I mean? Do we want that again? I am glad you brought up the point about his story arc throughout these 3 movies, because truthfully, I didn't even notice that until you said that. So thank you for that. It does make me appreciate MCU Spider-Man trilogy a lot more. I'm also going to agree with you that if this movie is fantastic, it'll make up for how I feel about the first 2 movies. That's a definite. Just seeing Tobey and Garfield in there will make it up for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if they are in this movie, which pretty sure we all know they probably are.
It's almost guaranteed at this point.
It's almost guaranteed. Yeah, it's almost guaranteed. I'll be seeing this movie in the theaters at least 3 times with different people to see. I'll be there for their reactions for when they see them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, dude, I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I really do. And I can't wait for this. I can't wait for the next trailer to come out. Probably won't be for a month or 2 or something like that.
I almost feel like I don't want another trailer. Honestly.
I was thinking this might be the only trailer for a little bit. I was like, all right, you don't want to give too much away at all because I'm sure there's plenty of surprises throughout the whole movie. And something you said before about Eternals, they might have showed too much. That could be a very easy case for Spider-Man No Way Home. But they have to play their cards right. So there might not be another trailer. And I don't think it would be the worst move either. Because their marketing's there. Their marketing's already there. I mean, this trailer broke records and everything like that. They don't really need another trailer. The excitement for the movie is present,
Yeah.
So they could save their money and not have another trailer. That at the end of the day, that's basically
But it's Sony,
that.
so they'll probably throw 3 trailers before this
I hope not.
That's my thing. I mean, Disney at least can market the movies right, but Sony, I feel like they're very all over the place.
They are very over the. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. But I think because Marvel's in charge kinda here with Sony, I think they'll, and because of how many surprises there's gonna be, if they do another trailer, it'll only be one more. Because if you think about it, Shang-Chi only had 2 full trailers, and Eternals only had 2 full trailers. I think that's their new marketing strategy, is only doing 2 trailers, you know?
But again, with Sony, it's like, you know, we got to hype this up as much as possible.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I feel like we will definitely get a Venom 2 trailer before the movie actually comes out, which that's like a month from now.
Oh, so, I think so too. That
is if it doesn't get delayed, but we'll see.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm excited for it. That's basically all I had to say about this movie coming out, you know.
I'm excited.
Yeah, excited. The excitement was already there, like I said before. This just hypes it up even more, which a trailer is supposed to do, you know. But all right, you ready to move on to our main topic
Whenever
that we got?
You're ready.
All righty. So, like I said before, guys, our main topic of the night is the top 5 YouTubers to date. This is actually a topic I've been wanting to do for a while now because I live on YouTube, basically. You know, I have the podcast, obviously, that I upload, the gaming series and everything. But I also like to watch other people as well on YouTube. So we're going to do a top 5. I don't know if you have any honorable mentions or not. But we could go with those first and then move on to the top 5. Do you have any?
I have a few.
Yeah. Go ahead. Shoot them out.
First one, it was one I mentioned earlier. It was Cast.
Okay.
There's Not 8 Thoughts. You know, there's been some controversial with him, but
say the name again.
Not 8. Well, originally it was 8 Thoughts. Mm-hmm. He's a Call of Duty YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now he's called Not 8 Thoughts because he recently got banned. Yeah, I didn't want to put him in my top 5 because I feel like that would have been a little controversial.
Yeah.
So I kind of left him there. Funny guy though. You know, he makes some cool content.
Funny guy, but like, what did he do that was so controversial?
It's a long story. Like, he's gotten beef with like another YouTuber and then said some things, and then that YouTuber got banned from YouTube, and so he had to make a new channel now. He called Not 8 Thoughts. Originally he was 8 Thoughts, but now he's Not 8 Thoughts.
That's kind of funny.
So he tweeted about it saying, "Oh well, life goes on.
Yeah,
I am who I am." You know,
there's a lot of YouTube beef nowadays with different YouTube creators and stars and everything, you know, like you look at a podcast like H3 podcast where all they do is talk shit, you know, and they get beef with everybody. Some people deserve the shit that gets talked about, like Keemstar, you know, people like assholes like that. But do you follow H3 at all? Are you a fan?
H3, who is that?
H3 podcast is the guy named Ethan. And he had his wife's name is Hila? Yeah, Hila or Hila. And they have the H3 podcast. They made a sub-podcast with Trisha Paytas. Ever heard of her before?
Trisha Paytas. I feel like I heard that name
somewhere. You definitely have. You've probably seen... she used to be in the David Dobrik videos and whatnot. But they had a sub-podcast called Frenemies. And they would talk shit about other people, and they would make fun of each other and whatnot. They had a falling out, and now that's huge beef on YouTube right now. So yeah, something I've noticed lately is that there's some beef going around with some of the creators. It's kind of entertaining.
Yeah. There definitely has been. Who else do I have? I have Tyro Magnus. I don't know if you know him.
Yes, I do. The reactor. Yes.
I love his Try Not to Laugh challenge. I love watching those. I don't know why, he just makes it so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, see him just struggle not to laugh. It's like it's like the funniest thing ever. I don't know why. You know, he's cool. I think he lives in New Jersey, doesn't he?
Oh, really? I have no idea.
I think he does. I forgot what part though, but I think he said he lives in New Jersey.
That's sick. I really had no idea about that. Did you know he interviewed Zack Snyder? Through Zoom?
Did, yes.
Yeah. Did you watch that interview?
I watched parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. Yeah. But I know he's a huge fan of the Snyder Cut films.
Yeah, huge fan. So I was really happy for him to have that opportunity to interview Zach, you know. I thought that was sick and a big accomplishment for him, for sure. Yeah.
There's a few more, but there was what's his name? Who was the guy who does like who dresses Ronald McDonald? He's like the Brit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Raka.
Raka.
Yes.
Yes,
he's funny. You know, he recently made a video with for Riley Reid because she just got married.
Yeah. She got married?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's kind of wild. Okay.
Trashy news for us.
I did see Riley Reid in a Raka video before.
She was in a few episodes earlier.
Okay, she was. All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was just a little shout out. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It was actually his recent one. He hasn't done anything for a while, and now this was his recent one.
Oh, really? He stopped for a little bit? I didn't even know that.
It was like for a few months, and then he recently just made a video for her.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel his pain. No worries. We all do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was it. There's like a lot of YouTubers I follow, but I can't get them all on top of my head right now.
Yeah, right. I'm the same way too. I mean, there's a couple that I could list off, but to be honest with you, I do watch a lot of YouTube creators, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I enjoy watching it that much. It's kind of like one of those things, I'm bored, all right, let's check out this video sort of deal. And not to down any YouTube creators, like they're doing their thing, they're hustling, I mean, you have these guys, girls and guys that are posting videos like maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fucking work, and to keep that personality, that persona and everything for each video, it's definitely tiring and everything like that, so much respect for all YouTubers across the board. I mean, them getting famous, they deserve, because they had to have some sort of idea, or they just have a great personality and whatnot that carried them to YouTube star fandom sort of deal, you know what I mean? So much respect for all of them. I only have 2 honorable mentions. These 2 were actually on my top 5 at first before I thought of other ones. So first one for honorable mentions is Churdleys. Ever heard of him?
No.
Have you ever heard of Trevor? Oh, how am I going to forget the name right now? He kind of does the things like, buys guys who buy AirPods once be like. No, not. Nope. Man. Trevor Wallace? That's a football player, I think. Trevor Noah? I think that's someone else too. Anyway, I can't think of it. Churdley's videos are just so stupid that I find it so wildly entertaining. I'll send you a link to like one of their best videos. It's not for everyone, because some people will just be like, all right, these people, these people are just acting stupid and everything like that. They're just talking random nonsense, which is true, but I find it funny. For instance, there's a video on Churdley's where they pretend to be frat bros, and they have like fake beef with each other, and they're about to fight. They're talking shit and everything, but they're too scared to actually throw a punch or something like that.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. He does a frat bro one. He does one where he's a character where he's like a complete nerd. He does another one where he's a complete stoner degenerate. He has a couple of different characters, and his group of friends that are in his videos are also hilarious as well. So I really enjoy him. So that's one of my honorable mentions. And then second is Death Battle. I love Death Battle. I think it's such a good idea. First off, their animation, which is almost different for each episode, sometimes different for each episode, but it's just such a great idea. And the great thing about them is that I'm pretty sure they take like comment suggestions from fans and everything of who should go up against each other each time. The Superman and Goku ones break the internet, because that's like one of the biggest debates of all time. Mm-hmm. And I have to agree with Death Battle of who won both times. Superman, spoiler alert, but you people should already know that. What's your thought on the debate of Superman versus Goku? Who wins in a fight?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I actually haven't watched the Death Battle.
You never watched Death Battle before?
I did watch the Deadpool and the Deathstroke one.
Yes, that's a great one.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the Superman and Goku, I have not, but I will definitely watch it now. Truthfully, I actually never even knew there was one.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I actually haven't.
Bro, I can't believe you never heard of Death Battle before.
No, I have.
You have?
I have. I just never watched the Goku and Superman one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. There's 2 of them, because they did a rematch. People were pissed about the results of the first winner, so they did a rematch one. And obviously, the second one had more of Goku's updated powers, his bigger forms of Super Saiyan, whatever the case may be. But yeah, they had a couple good ones. Like you said before, Deadpool versus Deathstroke was good. Superman versus Goku. Aquaman versus Namor or Namor, however you say it.
I think it was Namor.
Namor, yeah. They get all these characters who are somewhat similar to each other, but they don't live and exist in the same universe. It's fantastic, and like I'll bring up the animation once again. You know, they have the like those 3-bit or 2-bit style of animation, and then you have like full out like a Pixar movie animation, you know what I mean? Not that great of quality, not even close, but that sort of animation they have there as well. So those are my 2 honorable mentions right there. I'll just go straight off with my number 5, and then you could do your number 5, and we'll keep on going back and forth. So my number 5 is reactors, okay? And the reactors that I got at number 5 are the Real Rejects. And Real is spelled R-E-E-L, which I like what they did there, because they react to the movies and everything like that. These 2, and I watch a lot of reactors. I'm a big fan of watching reactions to a lot of things that I like. Marvel movies, Star Wars, DC, all that stuff. But the Real Rejects, I think, are on top of all of them. Their reactions are sometimes so priceless, so funny, and they also cover a lot of things, not just trailers and full movies, but breakdowns they react to as well. I actually would rather watch these 2 guys, the Real Rejects, watch a breakdown video instead of me watching the actual breakdown video. You know what I'm saying? Because when the Real Rejects, when they watch a breakdown video, they add their thoughts about it too, and it just gives you a little bit more information of what's to come for a certain movie and everything like that. They do some skits in the beginning too, depending on what they're covering for that episode or video, whatever you want to say. And yeah, man, I think they're great. Have you heard of Real Rejects before?
No, but I definitely will now. I feel like there's so many YouTubers you know that I don't even know.
Oh, exactly. I had a conversation with this kid, Max. He does the Monmouth County Memes Instagram post, and he brought up a great point that, you know, I could bring up people that I think are so big on YouTube. You could think of people that you think are so big on YouTube, but we might have no idea about it. YouTube is such a vast range of people on there that have great followings and everything like that. Everyone has their own little world within YouTube, you know, their little circle and whatnot. But yeah, that's my number 5. Definitely check him out. I think you'll like him a lot. I have a feeling you'll like Tyrone better than these guys, because Tyrone does the funny try not to laugh challenges and whatnot.
Have they done one for the new Spider-Man?
They did. Yeah, they did.
I'll have to check it for that one.
Yeah, they actually live streamed for like 2 hours talking about the movie on YouTube, and they got a good showing of people to watch it and whatnot. I think this was yesterday, but yeah, check them out. I think you'll like them.
Okay. Are you familiar with JonTron?
JonTron? No.
JonTron show. He did like the funny like Flexic Seal kind of video. You never heard of him?
No.
This guy is like a straight up comedian. He's so funny. Like, I've been following him for years.
Yeah.
This is obviously my number 5, by the way.
Uh-huh.
He's so funny. Like, I follow him for years. He recently just did a video. Like, this guy, he just basically, like, he looks at, like, certain big topics, and then he just, like, pokes fun about it. Recently, it was only, like, a month old now, but he made a video of big, like, company logos of, like, everything from, like, early on, like, 70s and from today, like, how they changed, how they evolved. Yeah, it was really funny guy. You need to watch him. So
say the name one more time. John what?
JonTron.
Tron, you're saying?
John. Yeah, JonTron.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. I'll have to check him out.
I almost thought I got his name wrong.
All good.
But no, he's really funny. Yeah, in his new video, he basically just like takes like the logos that the companies change, and then he just like edits them for his like its own fun. And so he took like the Apple logo, and you know how the Apple logo is just like that big like
the bite,
big bite right there. He edits it like 20 more bites in there.
All right.
It's the guy is just a genius when it comes to comedy, man. He's just like, he takes something and then he just makes it a joke fest.
All right.
You know, it's so funny. You definitely need to watch the Flexi Seal guy. That's like what he's like mainly known for.
Okay. You want to know what's funny? I've probably seen it before. Is that an older video?
It's like a couple years old.
I might have seen it before because there are a lot of Flexi Seal parodies out there already, you know. But if that was one of like the big ones, one of his big hits, I might have seen it back in the day. But I'll have to check it out actually. Yeah. All right. So my number 4 is actually a person you brought up before. These people are actually twins. There's 2 of them. They are 2 brothers, and it's Raka. I love these guys. I'm surprised I didn't realize that he hasn't been posting for a while until recently with the Riley Reid video. But they are, first off, their editing is fantastic. They are so good. Have you ever watched the Marvel versus DC video they did? Yeah. I think that video is so fantastic, and their production is pretty high production level. Like, I recently watched that Marvel versus DC one, and you had the car falling on Superman. They actually dropped a car from a crane. If you see their behind the scenes video of it, they legit put a crane. They get a crane, they lift the car, and then they drop it. And I'm like, all right, this is pretty sick. Like, their videos might not seem like it's the highest quality production, but they actually have really expensive, high quality production. And I think that's what makes them funny too, because their suits and everything, it's all Halloween costumes and everything, but they actually have good effects and everything. They also have another great video where they do Star Wars in public. They get the lightsabers in Walmart. They put the effects on the lightsabers, like they look real and everything, and they start fighting. Video. Fantastic. You got Spider-Man in that one, Harry Potter fighting with all of them, and it's fantastic. You get security called on them and everything. And then the last thing I'll mention about Raka is the Ronald McDonald videos. Those could get so gruesome, so bloody, very dark, and it's like, how are these guys not kicked off YouTube yet for putting out these Ronald McDonald videos? First off, you got McDonald's, a huge corporation that's probably looking at these videos and it's like, yeah, we can't have this out there, you know? We can't have Ronald McDonald's killing little children and competitor people, competitor chicken companies and stores and whatnot. Like, we can't have that. But I love them, and I'm glad they're still here, you know? Yeah, I know there's a couple of their videos that did get taken off the web.
Right.
Due to being too violent, whatever the case may be. But there are some that are still up that I'm so shocked are still up. Because you have YouTube giving out strikes to creators and everything like that with a flick of a switch. Like, real easily, some of these creators get strikes for copyright infringement and stuff of that nature. But, you know, you could have little kids watching this shit, and it's like, this is not what they should be watching right now.
I was pretty young when I first watched this.
Me too. And it scared the Ronald McDonald one. I forgot how old I was, what grade I was, but the Ronald McDonald one where he's literally killing all these kids in the playpen at McDonald's. I was, like, scared. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, you know? It's crazy, but listen, like I said, they do a great job with their production. They are twins, Raka. It's 2 brothers. And they obviously have their squad of people, their friends that they make the videos with. And they all seem like really good vibes, so I fuck with them. That's my number 4.
I would have put it in my top 5, but, you know, I had so many other ones here. It was kind of tough for me.
Yeah.
That I wanted to put in here instead. But, yeah, I love Raka.
They are great.
So my number 4 is, you're not a Call of Duty player, so I'm sure you're not familiar with this one, but his name's Thunder402.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been following him since 2019.
Okay.
When the Call of Duty that year was Modern Warfare came out. Yeah, I've been following him since then. He's hardcore fan of the series, you know. He hasn't been a big fan of the last 2 games, but even though he still makes fun of the games, like, he still makes content, even though as he's been, like, despising the games recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hasn't been a big fan of the last 2 games, but he still, you know, putting videos out there. He's still, having fun. Really funny dude.
Did you find him on Twitch at first, or did you find him on YouTube?
I don't remember exactly how I found him. I want to say I found him on YouTube.
Okay. Do you know if he does stream on Twitch or whatever other streaming platforms are on?
I don't know, actually. I don't think he does. I could be wrong.
That's interesting.
If he is, I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, right. Do you have Twitch at all?
I do.
You do, all right. I think I made one when I first wanted to live stream the podcast and whatnot on Twitch. Didn't really work out. But, I need to make myself a new account and see what's on there.
Yeah. But no, I've been following him for a while. He still plays like older Call of Duties. That's how you know the guy's sick with the newer ones.
Yeah.
So, again, I know you're not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not. I used to be when I was younger. I actually loved it. But I don't know. I'm like, nowadays I'm more excited for the new Battlefield. I think the trailer for that looks a lot better than the trailer for Vanguard.
Yeah.
And the problem I have with Call of Duty, the problem I have with people who hype up Call of Duty is that a trailer will come out for it, and they'll be like, yo, this is going to be the best one and everything like that, and it'll only take a couple of months until they're like, yo, this COD sucks, I fucking hate it, this, that, the other thing. And I'm that guy that's like, I kind of told you so. Like, I feel like all these games are shit because they only work on them for what, a year? And then they come out? Maybe more than a year, because you have different companies that works on Call of Duty.
It's like every company now with Activision is doing Call of Duty.
Every company that's doing it, yeah.
Before some of them were doing Crash, Crash Bandicoot, but now they're all doing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Things behind the scenes with Call of Duty now has just been weird.
How so?
It's like, so they used to have this thing when 1 year it would be one company, the next year it would be other.
Right.
It was 3 companies at the time. It was Sledgehammer, which started doing this year's Call of Duty, Treyarch, which is probably the best one they have right now.
I agree with
and
you. And
Infinity Ward, who pretty much fell on their faces at some point.
Yeah, I know they went through some shit in the past.
Yeah. After MW3, they lost some of their best developers, and from there, their games just kind of just went downhill. Yeah. Even though I will say the recent Modern Warfare was better-ish.
I heard it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was considerably one of the better Call of Duties, but in terms of the OG, best Call of Duty, it was nowhere near that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. What I kind of said was false before because people do like the Call of Duty games as of recent.
I still do.
Yeah.
But but now it's I'm just kind of optimistic for it. I'm kind of like Thunder here. It's I'm at least optimistic. He's at least optimistic for the new COD, but he's already saying, and 8 Thoughts was also saying this. For new trailer, hyping it up. Game comes out, everyone's gonna hate it. You know. But in fairness, though, that's every game.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. No, you're right. For sure. Now when he makes his video, this guy, he just plays it like he was streaming, sort of deal.
He just plays it. He never really shows his face. Honestly, I don't know what the dude looks like.
Oh, okay.
Again, I kind of just recently followed him.
Yeah.
So, I really like him for his content.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's playing older games. He's playing Black Ops 3 right now, which that game's 2015, I think.
Yeah.
2015. He's playing older CODs right now instead of the newer ones.
Huh.
And I see other people are slowly going back to the older CODs.
Okay.
You know.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
But still, if even if you're not into Call of Duty, you should at least check out this video because he's a really funny guy.
Yeah, funny guy, right?
He pokes fun at everything with Call of Duty now. So.
All right, I'm on board for that. Then. Yeah, I'm on board for that for sure.
That's it. That's my number 4.
Okay. So my number 3. This is the guy who inspired me to make the podcast about movies and everything. I originally wanted to format the podcast like how he does his show, and his name is John Campbell. He is a great speaker, first off. He is very organized. And he does the whole show, his production, by himself for the most part. He live streams it on YouTube at first. It premieres that way on YouTube. And then he'll release clips of it afterwards. And nowadays, I just really watch the clips. I don't usually watch the full episode because they're 2 hours long. Coming from a podcast that has 2 hour long, episodes sometimes, but whatever. He talks all about movies and TV shows, and that's what I love about him. There was a thing in the past called AMC Movie Talk. It was a YouTube channel, and he was the host of it. He started it up for AMC. He then left AMC. I'm sorry. Collider then bought AMC Movie Talk, and then it became Collider Movie Talk. And he was on there for a while, still as the main host, and then he left Collider. I don't think it was because of bad blood or anything, but he just wanted to move on, and I think this guy, John Campia, wanted to do his own thing, and that's what he did. He now has the John Campia Show, and he's basically been doing the same thing he's been doing all his YouTube career, is talk about movies, trailers that come out, movie news, actors getting placed in movies, whatever the case may be. He goes into detail very well for every subject that he brings up. And the best part is his topics are brought up by the fans. So he does the first section of his show. He makes the topics that come from his email. Fans email him about topics to talk about. And then the second half of his show, he does the live streaming chat questions about, whatever. So I like how he gets his fans involved in that way. He's a great guy, Canadian guy too. If you haven't heard of him or checked him out before.
I think I have. I think I watched a couple of his reactions.
Yeah, I think you've seen his face before, for sure. He got a couple of the Real Rejects guys on his show for a couple of appearances to talk movies, and a couple other people. Have you ever heard of John Schnepp before?
John Schnepp? No.
No, he actually passed away recently, but he was a big comic book nerd and talked about movies with John Campia. He was on his show a lot too. But I'm being dead ass when I say he was the one who inspired me to make the format of the podcast kind of the way it is now, and even more about than what the format used to be of this podcast. So much respect for him. He's at my number 3 for that reason. And that's pretty much it for my boy John Campia there.
Okay, so my number 3 is a little weird, but let me explain. So, are you into ASMR by any chance?
I actually am. Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, so this will be a little less awkward.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know when exactly I started watching stuff from ASMR. I just one day I came across a video and I was listening to it and I was like, wow, this is relaxing.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's very relaxing. I mostly watch them when I'm having trouble sleeping or I just need to relax.
Yes, right.
The one YouTuber in particular I watch is what's her name? Taylor Darling, if that's her last name. She's huge on ASMR. She's huge. I think she's got an award on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. She's very nostalgic like we are.
Yeah.
She's also into gaming. She does videos of Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey.
Oh, cool.
She made one video recently that for 3 hours she's making a whole Lego set of Harry Potter from the second movie. Where Harry and Ron are on the train.
Yes.
With the car.
Yeah.
She just made a whole Lego set of that for over 3 hours.
Okay.
And I was like, wow. She's very nostalgic. It's kind of one of the main reasons why I like her so much.
Yeah.
And she's funny. I always like a person with no good sense of humor.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is a very big, what's the word? A very big judgment factor when it's oh, you watch ASMR, that weird shit, you know what I mean, or whatever weird. The case. It's not weird, and it's not. You said it perfectly. It's relaxing, and you watch it when you're trying to go to sleep. I swear to God, I do that most of the time when I can't try to fall asleep. Is just put on an ASMR video. I don't necessarily know her. I actually don't really subscribe to any of these people. I kind of just type in ASMR rain or ASMR, I don't know, something just, when they wear the gloves and stuff and they kind of just go like this, noises like that and stuff like that. It's all right.
Weird. It's they just tap on the mic.
The mic.
And you're you're passed out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
right.
Weird.
And like this will even sound even weirder, but it's like it triggers like a sensation in a sense. Like sometimes, for me at least, I'll get like goosebumps sometimes when listening to stuff like that. And it's such a weird. It is a weird thing. It is very weird, but it's great at the same damn time. And I think the weird factor is where the judgment of it comes in. And I feel like a lot of people don't really like to talk about that they watch ASMR, you know?
Yeah. It's like some people think like, oh, like this is like your kind of way of relaxing. Like that's just weird. You're just listening to people like making moth sounds in your mic, in your headphones.
Right, right.
I mean, I will say there is like certain aspects of ASMR that gives people that kind of idea.
Yeah.
Like people like chewing gum and like going over the mic and this, like back and forth.
Yeah.
I will say that's a little weird.
Yeah.
If it's like just tapping or just like softening the mic, I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but for the most part, I mean, there's like nothing like unnatural about it.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
This
right.
girl was also in the show. I forgot, but she was like talking about ASMR. You know, she's very passionate about it, for what I see. You know, I think she's like the only one from ASMR I actually subscribe to.
Okay.
So
yeah.
She has some pretty cool content. You should definitely check it out whenever.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. Most of the people that you're saying, I'm definitely going to check out. Because,
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing. Like, most of the YouTube content creators are great. It's just that there's so much that you just don't find them, you know?
Yeah.
It's just weird how, like, the algorithm works for each person and stuff like that.
Yeah, this girl is very creative, though, for some of the things she's made.
All right.
But yeah, that was my number 3.
What I'll say about ASMR is that it kind of blew up out of nowhere, kind of like a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. It kind of started to become a huge thing.
I never knew ASMR was a thing beforehand.
Like, when was the first time you discovered it?
It wasn't her, the one I'm mentioning now, but it was like a different ASMR artist. If that's even a word. I remember her name, but it was like the first video ever. It was just really a woman just like scratching the mic and just like saying like positive, calm things.
Yeah, right. And whispering too, right?
Yeah. That's when I was like first introduced to it.
Okay, gotcha. I think, you know, and people consider this ASMR too, but like chiropractic adjustments as well. You know what I'm talking about?
I actually never knew that was considered as ASMR.
It is considered that. People become very satisfied from hearing the cracks and everything like that, and that's how I first discovered ASMR, because it would say in the title, like, chiropractic ASMR. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what this is. And I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's really cool. I get satisfied myself, like, seeing their backs get cracked. You hear the noise and everything like that. But yeah, I might have discovered it like maybe like 3 years ago or something like that, and it has helped me out to sleep. So I'm glad you brought it up, because it's a whole section of YouTube that kind of just blew up. You know?
And like so many people like criticize it. It's like,
and so many people criticize it. Right? Fuck them.
Fuck them.
That was your number 3, right?
That was my number 3. Yes.
All right. My number 2. Love this guy. His name is Jeff Wittek. Have you ever heard of him before?
Rings the bell. I never watched his videos.
Okay. So this guy, Jeff Wittek, a part of the Vlog Squad, David Dobrik's Vlog Squad, and I'll get into David in a minute. But Jeff Wittek has a great show on his channel that he used to do. I believe it's coming back, but it's called Jeff's Barbershop. You know the Eric Andre show?
The Eric Andre show, yes.
Yeah. Think of the Eric Andre show, but in a barbershop, and crazy shit is happening while their guest is getting a haircut. It's like extremely clever. I can understand how some people would say, oh, you just took this concept from Eric Andre, but he puts his own spin to it. He does it very well, and I'm telling you, dude, it's one of the funniest YouTube series out there, in my opinion, is this show, Jeff's Barbershop. He has like 20 episodes out or whatever. His co-host that he used to have, Jonah, who's also part of David's Vlog Squad, was in most of his videos. He was great in it too, and they talk shit to each other all the time throughout the episode, making their guest uncomfortable and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It is incredible. I love that sort of humor. I love the whole concept, like the Eric Andre show. It's great. He has a podcast now called Jeff FM, which is also great. It's hilarious. And a little backstory on Jeff Wittek. He was a big, like, drug dealer and everything like that in New York and Miami. He grew up in Staten Island, moved to Miami, got into a lot of trouble, went to jail and everything like that. And he kind of just rose to the top. He went straight, doesn't drink anymore, doesn't smoke anymore, completely sober.
Good.
Yeah, and he's doing a fantastic job now. Like, fantastic job now. Now, I said I was going to bring up David Dobrik, because I kind of have some beef with David Dobrik. I don't know if you have been keeping tabs on him as of recently.
No.
He got into some deep shit. His friend, they call him Dirty Dom. I fucking hate this guy. But there was some sexual misconduct going on with this guy, Dirty Dom. David was apparently there and knew that it happened. And he still posted a video that related to it and whatnot. He got in some deep shit for that. Almost canceled, some people would say. And then the other thing that he did that was terrible was he rented out a crane, put it in a lake, a shallow lake, right? Tied a rope to the crane, the claw, and people were swinging around as the crane was, revolving, right? Cool idea, but I mean, you gotta have a license or something to use heavy machinery, right? Like that. David Dobrik was just doing it on his own. Jeff gets on the string. He's spinning Jeff really fast, and then all of a sudden he just completely stops the crane, and Jeff on the rope, he's swinging and hits like the neck of the crane.
Oh God!
Guy almost died, bro. Guy almost died. And I'm like, David Dobrik, this irresponsible motherfucker just trying to get views and shit like that, and he almost killed like one of his friends. He's putting his friends in danger. Like, what the fuck?
People do like the dumbest things just for like gain millions of like views. It's it's unbelievable. It's
unbelievable, and I bet you it's almost like an obsessive, like really bad habit to like, oh, I need it, let's get these views, let's do the most obscene, ridiculous, intense, dangerous things possible, you know what I mean? And then you have some shit like this happen. So Jeff has actually been was having a really hard time because he got so many eye surgeries. Like, when I tell you, like, half his face was fucked up, bro, half of his face was fucked up. Like, the doctor said Jeff put out a documentary about all the procedures and everything, how it all happened. And he literally, dude, when I tell you that he almost died like on site, right on the spot, sort of deal. If like the crane hit his head 1 little inch away from a different area of his head or whatnot, he would have just died. So yeah, that's my beef with David Dobrik. I know he's putting out vlogs out again and everything like that. I do still watch them, but I don't think they're as good as what his past vlogs are. I think he's trying to be a little bit more safe, a little less insulting, to his friends and everything like that. So it kind of makes it less funny because that's what he used to do. Mm-hmm. But I think he's correcting his past, sort of deal. But back to Jeff. Love this guy. He's been through so much shit from his past to what David did to him, and he's still rocking and rolling, doing his thing. It seems like he hasn't missed a beat, for the most part. Check out I don't know if you watch like podcasts that much. I mean, me doing the podcast, I don't watch that many podcasts, but I do watch his, and it's fantastic. It's so funny. He just recently had Ronnie from the Jersey Shore on there.
Oh
yeah. But yeah, dude, check out Jeff's Barbershop. I think you'll get a good laugh out of it. He is my number 2.
And now they're not working together anymore, obviously.
Jeff and David?
Yeah.
So Jeff has yet to appear in one of David Dobrik's new vlogs, I think. Mm-hmm. I know they're not as close as they used to be. I think they're still friendly with each other, and Jeff actually defends David on the whole crane situation. But he's just probably only doing that because he's a good person. Like, everyone knows David was in the complete wrong for that,
Yeah.
So I don't think they're as close anymore. as they used to be. Yeah.
That's crazy, but like
it's nuts. It's nuts. It really is. But that's my number 2 right there. Jeff Wittick, a true hero.
All right, so for my number 2, I'm sure you've heard of him, Angry Joe.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I love this dude. I know some people are not like the biggest fan of him, but I've been following this guy for years, like years. I think this may have been like one of the first YouTubers that I've actually like
subscribed to and discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I haven't like always like agree with his opinions, especially on movies. I feel like he's more video game opinion based.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Movie based.
You're right. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I love watching his content. You know, he's always make his reviews fun. You know, especially his game reviews. You know, I liked his I don't know if you've seen it, but did you see the recent Resident Evil game that just came out?
Oh,
did you see the review for that one?
Not from him. No.
No. Okay. Do you know the memes of it?
With the tall ass lady.
Yeah.
I think I do.
He had one of his buddies or whoever like dresses her.
I did see that.
You did
yes,
see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I it was just so fun to watch that. I was like, I know for a fact they're gonna like poke fun at this when they do the review, and of course, you know, they get the biggest guy in their group to be, you know, Lady Mistress.
Yes.
The mistress. I can't say her name.
Yeah, I didn't even know it. Yeah.
But yeah, I always love watching Angry Joe for his reviews. He's always making fun. You know, he's always honest too. You know, he could be brutally honest sometimes too. You know, in certain topics. But I've always liked watching his reviews. I feel like he's one of the most trustworthy ones too.
Like actually giving his actual opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he's like not one of those YouTubers that are just paid to say nice things.
Exactly. Yes.
You know, he's actually like he's hands-on, like honest. You know, and the guy makes really funny rant videos. You know, yeah. I don't know if you've seen his ones from one he does his Madden reviews, like NFL football.
Oh no.
He hates Madden. I'm not a big fan of Madden either, but I just watch it just for the commentary.
Yeah, the commentary and the laughs.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, he's like when the guy's sick of it, he's sick of it. You know, he'll make his point, you know, straight up. You know, I like him, you know. I mean, listen, there's like a lot of YouTubers these days. They're just like, they don't seem very honest, you know. They don't seem very, you know, straight up in what certain topics or certain, like, reviews they're giving out, you know. And, like, Angry Joe is actually one of the few that I actually do trust. And for that's why I put him my number 2.
Okay.
You know.
Does he give bad reviews sometimes for a lot of
Oh,
no,
he does. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, he's more, like, game opinion based than movie. Like movie is like he's coming more from like a fanboy kind of perspective. Sure. You're not like in a bad way, but like, you know, like he went to see a couple years ago he reviewed Justice League. The Whedon version, obviously. Right. And him and all of them were all hyped up about that. He gave like I think like an 8.
Really?
Out of 10. And then as like time went on, he just realized, and same thing with Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad movie. You know, he's like, you know, I've given both these movies like an 8, 7 out of 10s. You know, I should have given like lower scores. Yeah. You know.
And he's being honest with it.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I appreciate that, you know.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I mean, some, you know, people just like, you know, I still stick to what I said, even though I didn't like it that much, you know. But no, he was like very straight up about it. It's like, you know, he still said he liked the Suicide Squad movie, not the newer one, the recent last one. Yeah. And, you know, he's like, I give it a 6 out of 10 now, but I still like the movie for what it was.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
I know he's honest. You know, he doesn't give a fuck what people say, you know. I mean, that's another thing, too. You know, I respect people who, you know, stick to their own opinions.
Absolutely.
In certain topics.
You know? Absolutely. And that's a big thing for all YouTubers, famous YouTubers across the board. It's, you know, looking at comments could be a hard thing to do. You could be getting a lot of hate mail, you know, a lot of hate comments. He gets a lot of hate. I'm sure he does. Yeah. And, you know, it's something you just have to manage with if you want to look at the comments or just disregard them. You know, don't even bother looking. Don't put any attention towards the comments. I think that's what a lot of these YouTubers got to do. Because you're always going to have some Joe Schmo douchebag that wants to put out a mean comment that he thinks is funny and wants to get likes on his comment or just want it to be straight up disrespectful and rude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to basically rediscover him because I haven't watched him in a while. I actually totally forgot about him. But when I did watch some of his videos, they were very good. I did enjoy them.
I love his 10 out of 10 badass seal approval meme. Like, me and my friends, like, we just make a meme about that all the time. It's like, cool. 10 out of 10 badass seal approval. You know, yes. I don't know why. It's just like fun.
Yeah.
To, like, go around and just be like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. This. Yeah. You know. No, he's a fun guy. I give him a lot of respect.
Cool, man. One thing I forgot to mention about the Real Rejects is that a lot of people do think that they get paid to react the way they do because when they see certain things, like when they react to certain things, they get hyped the fuck up. And like, it's a good feeling to see people doing that. It's like, yeah, you're just as hype as me. But it comes at a certain point where they do it for every video. It's like, all right, are you faking this? Or are you getting paid to do, to be like this? Like, what's the case? But I don't think that is the case with the Real Rejects. I forgot to mention that before with them. All right, we're moving on to our number ones now. Mm-hmm. My number one, this is a channel that's been around for a very long time. Epic Rap Battles of History.
Oh.
They are one of the OG YouTubers. Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd, the two creators of it. I love the Epic Rap Battles. I used to know the lyrics, and I still do for most of them now. I used to memorize the lyrics for each one that came out back in the day when I was in middle school and high school and whatnot. And they're fantastic. Their beats are incredible. They're very well produced. And then the costumes are fantastic. They really make themselves look like the people they're portraying. And then my favorite part about all of it is the editing that goes into the videos. I mean, they're all on green screen all the time and whatnot, and they have multiples of them on screen in the final product and everything like that. Their editing and transitions are so pristine. It is absolutely incredible. It's another thing I aspire to be with the editing, is getting it to their level. Those are the people I look up to when I want to make a video like that, or something that needs a lot of green screen work or something of that nature. Mm-hmm. Some of my favorite Epic Rap Battles, there's obviously the one that started it off, making it go viral, was Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. They did 3 of them. They were hilarious, all 3. That was a fantastic one. Another one I really liked was Romeo and Juliet versus Bonnie and Clyde. Another great matchup. A more recent one they did was the Joker versus Pennywise. Another great one that they did. What else? Bruce Lee versus Clint Eastwood. Batman versus Sherlock Holmes. Bruce Banner the Hulk versus Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. They did that one.
Are you serious? A
little risky on their part, but they did that one, yes. Billy Mays versus... Who did Billy Mays verse? I think Benjamin Franklin. Weird matchup, but it was still a good episode that they put out. And then the ShamWow guy even popped up in that one too. Yeah, dude, they are absolutely incredible. They are my number one because, like I said, I inspire to get to their video editing level, and their tracks are fantastic, and I memorize them. This is a big nostalgia one for me. And they still make them to this day. They kind of take their sweet-ass time with them. They don't release them as often as they used to. But I believe they're working on a new season of Epic Rap Battles now. Have you watched any or heard of them?
I used to watch... Okay, I don't remember which one exactly I saw. I think it was the Hitler versus...
I think everyone's seen that one,
I remember seeing that one. I remember seeing one with Benjamin Franklin. Is there only one with Benjamin Franklin?
There's only one with Benjamin.
Okay, so I've seen the Benjamin Franklin one. I feel like I saw a different one. I don't know.
They have so many. They have around like 80 or 90 of them.
There's a lot of them, yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched him in a long time. Honestly, I didn't even know he was still rolling on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. But that's like their main thing, you know? They don't really make videos anymore on their personal channels. They really only focus on the Epic Rap Battles channel. Because Nice Peter had his own thing going on. Before Epic Rap Battles became that big, Epic Lloyd had his own thing going on. But now all their main focus is that, probably because that's where the big money's coming from for them. One only complaint I'll say about the epic rap battles is that their lyrics are very creative, but sometimes they try to rap so fast to fit every joke in or something of that nature, and it's like too much sometimes. But that's really the only complaint I have, and it's primarily why they're my number one. They are great. They are great, and it's such a great concept to begin with. Have two people that are like similar to each other, real or fake, in history, and put them against each other in a rap battle. It's fantastic. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I actually have to check it out now because to me, this is like a Rose from the Dead.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Like, I honestly didn't know he was still kicking. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'll send you a couple of the good ones that I like, at least. I think that you would enjoy too. But yeah, that's my number one, man.
All right. So for my last one, my number one, I'm sure you've heard of him at least somewhere. Ricky Bruick. Have you heard of him?
That name sounds really familiar.
He's like oh man, I don't want to say it's like in the wrong way, but he's like that kind of like disabled guy.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Now you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He can't walk. He's got like, he's been disabled since he was born.
Yeah.
But for what I heard, his very first video on YouTube, over 100,000 subscribers.
Really?
First video, thousands of subscribers already. And he goes hard with his content. He does at least 4 or 5 videos a day. He recently just did one yesterday, getting $1 million haircut. I don't know if it was like his friend or whatever, or someone he just like asked to be on the show.
Yeah.
But the kid's knocking on this door. The kid comes in like, "Hey, I'm here for $1 million haircut." He's like, "Oh, well, I'm crippled, so free haircut." Something like that.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's really funny. And for so many people who look at that, he was on the news. This guy.
I'm sure he was. Yeah.
He was on the news. Yeah. He. A lot of people see him as like an inspiration. I mean, it's when you're someone like that, it's kind of like unfortunate because there's like so many things in life now you can't really do. It's like it's almost like limitations for everything.
Yes.
But he thankfully with YouTube, it gave him the opportunity to do something big. I wouldn't be surprised if he got any awards. He's been around for a few years now.
He's been around for not just a few years. He's been around for a while. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, much longer than that.
I recently just followed him, and oh my god, I just got... Oh, no, that's not him. Never mind. I got a notification on my phone. That was his new video or something. Yeah. I've only followed him for a few years. I didn't realize like how long he's been on YouTube, really.
He's been around for a minute, and there's a great one that's like, I mean, it's offensive to like handicapped people, but I mean, he is handicapped himself, so I guess that's why it was funny. He's like, "All right, I just got my PS5. Let's turn it on." Oh, did you see that one? I don't even want to say what it said on the screen. It said PSR word.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I was dying laughing, and he's like, "What the hell?"
I think that was the first one I ever watched from him. I think that may be the first thing I've watched from him.
It was so funny, yeah.
It was funny,
So good.
I give a lot of props to the guy. He's, I imagine, in his position, it's a hard life.
It has to be, yeah.
It has to be a really hard life. I can't imagine anybody in that kind of thing. But, he found something, and, he's good at it. He is. I mean, honestly, like, aside from his, his health and physical situation, he really is a funny guy.
He's hilarious. He's a comical genius.
Yeah.
And a big factor of it is that he accepts, how he is and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Doesn't necessarily looks at it in a bad way or anything, and pokes fun at it. Yeah. And people love it.
Did you ever see the one where he and I guess his buddies at the mall? His buddy's also crippled. He's out there at the mall. I think this was like pre-COVID. Literally right before pre-COVID.
Yeah.
When they're both into scooters or whatever, and they're riding around. The kid's like picking on Ricky, and then they eventually just like get off their bikes, and then they like just like try to fight each other, and then one of them comes up and be like, "Cripple fight," and then Ricky's like, "Stay out of this."
I did not see that one. No.
It was like 2020, early 2020.
Okay.
You know, I think that's when I really started to like fall in love with this like YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know, and like again, he makes a lot of content. I think I see him make more content than any normal YouTuber.
I mean, you were saying how many times a week he posts stuff?
Per day, not per week, per day.
Oh, per day.
Per day, he's making at least like 3 or 4, maybe 5.
That's
videos.
incredible.
But like most of them are like kind of like short.
They're short ones, like just one little joke or something like that.
Yeah, when we were all waiting for the new Spider-Man trailer, you know, he made a video of his whole, you know, movie collection. He's got like all the Spider-Man movies in DVD, and he's like, "Where the hell is the Spider-Man trailer?" You know, he's like he has everything. I don't know if like I see he has like a Shrek TV. He's got like all the gaming consoles. You know, he's very big into SpongeBob. He's got like Spider-Man collectibles.
Hell yeah.
You know, he's got Star Wars. Literally everything. Like I mentioned, if I ever go to his house, you know, which would be an honor.
It would be an honor.
It would be an honor.
But you'd probably be freaking out with how much stuff he has. Like,
it'd be
as
like
far
a
as
museum,
collectibles.
literally.
A museum, right? Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but seriously, I know a lot of props to the guy. You know, I mean, I'm glad, you know, he found something.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of people will, like, look at people like him like, well, life's over.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was like, no, fuck that. You know, I got something here.
It's definitely inspiring for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, good for him.
Good for him, 110%. And, dude, keep on rocking. That's all I say to him.
Keep on rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go home now. He's probably going to have a new video out.
Yeah, right. I'm sure.
And then, like, 2 more videos after that. Yeah. He's very passionate about it, too. You know, I like that, too.
You gotta be. You gotta be. And that's the thing with all YouTubers. You have to be passionate. It has to be what you want to do for a living. Because you gotta, you know, to make money off of it and everything like that, you do have to post 2 or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. Maybe even more sometimes, depending on your monetization or how many views you get and everything, you know? I'm sure it does feel like work in one sense, but you're also having fun because it is a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, man, that was a pretty good list. It really wasn't only until your number one that we were able to like, oh yeah, we both know this guy sort of deal, you know, like pretty well. So it was kind of expected because YouTube is so big, like we've kept on saying. But yeah, man, I think that'll do it for us for the most part.
Yep.
Angelo, thank you for coming on, my man.
Always great to be here.
Hell yeah, my dude. And for you guys, thank you for watching. If you like this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And also follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Frank. I'll be posting clips of this podcast, among other podcasts, for you to check out. And we're also on Facebook and Twitter at Frank Videos, and on TikTok at Frank Videos. So check us all out there on all the social media platforms. And with all that being said, have a great night, and peace out.
I need the Mount Rushmore of interviews that you've had. Give me your
all right. So far, I mean, number one is RZA, without a doubt. Woo baby, that was crazy. I mean, I can go into more detail about that in a sec, but yeah, that was, oh my god, that was cool. Lil Dicky was number 2, probably. Dicky was sick because Dicky is exactly how you think Dicky is. There's no cap in his movement. He is.
I'm sure.
Unapologetically himself, and I've never seen somebody talk so much without provocation. He just let me have it. He was talking about his penis 4 minutes in. I did not bring up his penis, but he just started talking about it, and I was like, it's fine. Oh, really? Awesome. You know,
dude, Chris literally was texting me when this was going on. Was like, yo, Little Dicky just talked about his penis with me. I was like, oh, sick. Good morning to you, my guy. Like, you know, I was like, what the